Yo, what's going on? This is Shoemaker. Today I'm going to be doing a Voorhee breakdown. Now, this is like a shoe that people have been like buying for the last 2 years. Honestly, I didn't think that it was going to blow up the way that it did, but it did. And so we like fulfill like 10 to 20 orders a week, and it's just getting crazy. So let me show you how we do this. And I will be using this boat in my hand, a size 15 black Air Force One, and we're going to knock this out, and I want to show you play by play how we bake the Voorhee. All right, so first thing we're going to do is actually delace the customs. Now, this is something that we do as soon as the base shoe hits the shop, because we don't always get straight to, customizing the shoes that came in that day. We like to take our time, figure out which order the shoe lines up with. And so we start off by pretty much taking them out of the box, delacing, and then the next day we come back to it. All right, so I'm going to tie these off and set them to the side. We usually try to include the regular laces in the box. If you don't have yours in the box, chances are it just got misplaced, so we're not guaranteeing that it will be there. Now, this is the part that people really want to know, like, how do we make a black Air Force One or a red Air Force One look like a Voorhee? So we take this acrylic right here, right? And as you can see, it's pretty hard. So the process that I use is called thermoforming. So what we do is we heat the acrylic up to like a certain temperature, and then it becomes pretty much flexible enough to bend to the shoe. So we're going to do that right now. This thing gets hot. So we're going to keep that in there for about 6 minutes. And that'll keep it super flexible. The temperature is normally at around 300, sometimes 350, depending on the type of acrylic. And so you want to make sure you wear like really thick gloves so that you can hold it there while it cools for about 30 seconds. All right, so I'm going to take this one and set it to the side. So that's going to be the outside swoosh. Let's do the inside and see how like flexible that is. If you keep it in too long, the acrylic will actually start to bubble. Now, another question that I get is, can you feel the screws through the shoe? Quick answer is no, you can. Like I actually use like a specific measurement of screw. With genuine leather, it actually like threads very well, and it doesn't come out. I think I've only had like maybe 2 screws come out on my shoes, and those are shoes that like I wear like every other day. Add this back panel while that sits. All right, so now that the thermoforming is done, we're gonna add that classic drip. A lot of people wonder like, hey, what's the material that you use to make the drip on shoes? I'm like, honestly, I don't wanna tell you, but I'm going to tell you because you'll figure it out regardless. I use resin. It's tabletop resin. So you wanna make sure you mix it the right way and that you apply it in thin layers, because if you don't, then it can cause cracking. So we're gonna go ahead and mix up a batch and apply it to these size 15s. All right, the brand that I use is Amazing Clear Cast. It's based out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, which is actually my hometown, ironically. So you want to do a 1-in-1 application. So that's 1 part A, 1 part B. It comes in 2 bottles. Make sure you mark it off and you know which one you're pouring. I make the mistake all the time where I'll pour like the same liquid and wonder why it's not curing. And it's kind of hard to remove uncured resin from leather. So just trust me. All right, so next we're going to add some pigment to it. I kind of don't want to tell you the brand. I want you to figure it out yourself, because if I give you too many answers, you guys will just start copycatting. And the last thing I want is for somebody to be a copycat. Be an original. You're born an original. You don't have to live a copy. Now I have red in here. I'm going to add a little bit of green because I want the resin to actually like mimic like fresh blood. I don't want it to be super vibrant and cute. I want it to look dark. Like I want you to get pulled over. That just don't blame me. You can't sue me for that. Now it takes about 24 hours for this to cure. If I wanted to go faster, I will put it under a UV light, but we're not gonna do that today. I like to just get the shoe done and then we put it off on the rack and come back tomorrow where everything is done. Like I said, we fulfill many shoes at once and it's kind of hard to get them all under a UV, but not now does not mean not ever. Yeah. My goal is to make sure that you get either the look of respect or the look of disgust. One of the two, it's a win. And so the resin in the eye actually is what holds the tongue tag on. I mean, other than it being thermoformed to the shoe. And that is how you bake a Voorhee. So after we add the acrylic, you know, we break down the shoestrings and everything, and we add the drip, the Voorhee is pretty much done. Now this is still wet, but I'm going to show you what the final result looks like, and there you have it. Once the resin has cured, we come in and then we add the laces for you. And like I said, we normally throw in the extra pair of laces that came with the shoe, and then we ship it out to you. So I appreciate you guys rocking with us, and most importantly, I appreciate you trusting the process, because these things take time. Until next time, make something good.